What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of January 21st and the 22nd of 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Happy new moon in Aquarius. And I hope everybody's doing outstanding. Hope you had a great week. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend. Hope you're looking forward to the new moon energy. I'm excited about this new moon. I'm not going to lie. It has, there's levels to it, of course, but I think overall this is like a big frequency leap. It's almost it's like quantum leap stuff that I feel from this that's going to be a catalyst for 2023. So, big deal in my opinion. More of like, it is the Chinese New Year, more New Year energy than the calendar New Year switching. So, we're now in the year of the rabbit. So, you can just say rabbit, rabbit all year, every day, because rabbit. But, rabbits are supposed to be lucky, right? And then also, it's quick. They're agile, but they're also friendly and cute and fuzzy and fluffy, right? So, no, I don't know if this year is going to be like just cute and fluffy. There's a lot going on, but there is something about the alertness that rabbits have that I think is levels to our frequency that we're experiencing right now that are going to be crucial moving forward. So, anyways, that's my opinion on that. Let's look at the astrology and break down this new moon. It is going to be at 1 degree of Aquarius. It's conjunct Pluto at 28 Capricorn. It's going to be at 12:53 in the afternoon on the West Coast. And it's the last, we'll never see a new moon in Aquarius conjunct Pluto in Capricorn again in our lives. So throw that on the list of transits we'll never see again in our life. That one. Quite a big deal. One is like very singular, right? So it's at 1 degree. This is a singular, this is your identification, this is yourself. This is the frequency that the sun of yourself and the sun in the world, this is a frequency emitting out, that we're bringing out a lot of light that's coming out. And the emotions is the inner light, the inner world that we don't necessarily put out, but the light that we feel within. So I think that this frequency is so much about how we put it out there, but it's also about the frequency we feel within ourselves. This is extremely important. And I know Aquarius doesn't get, like, of course, it's the least emotional sign, some would say, in the zodiac. It's, fixed intellect. So it's very intellectual. We're talking about a very smart energy here, and there can be a coldness to intelligence in a sense, because it'll take some feeling out of the equation to make the smart move or pivot or adjustment. But I don't necessarily think that it's about, not feeling the emotion, but it is being able to have a disconnect switch. So when emotional waves take place and they're doubting or they're not on a high frequency, this is where we can really use this energy to take the higher road, to disconnect from that emotion, to understand, okay, this happened, I felt this, but I'm going to elevate myself and I'm going to accelerate myself into the timeline and the frequency that I want to be on. And I think that there's an individual responsibility to each and every one of us. Because yes, Aquarius deals with collective energy, people energy, friends, groups, innovations, all of this stuff. And I think that we're sort of re-innovating and liberating and revolutionizing our inward feelings and the emotional intelligence that comes with that, to bring it out and to show it. And I think that that's very special. And I think with Venus and Saturn conjunct, I like this. I like Venus and Saturn conjunctions. I like Venus and Saturn together. They just mix well, right? And it's probably because of Libra, right? Saturn's exalted in Libra and Venus is dignified there. Capricorn trines Taurus. So like Saturn and Venus, they're just cool with each other, like there's something, and it's in the cool sign, Aquarius here. But I think that this is like there is a dedication, there is a responsibility to create on that frequency, and it's third decan. So it's like a fucking high frequency. Like this is quantum leap stuff. Like I was saying, like the innovation that Uranus has shown us about our physical world, because the physical world is weird. Like, let's just be honest. It is. We live in a weird timeline. But you know what's so cool about that is that we were gifted an ability to create in this reality, and we can get lost into any frequency we want to get into. So you can choose the lower wave of Aquarius, and you can go into what everybody else is doing and hop in line and follow whatever shows up in the world on a TV screen or in your society that everybody's doing. Sure, you can go that way. That's going to be one way. But then there's another way that's individuated, that is from a higher perspective, that is definitely going through this evolution and this transformation. And to think about this whole Pluto and Capricorn transit over the last 16 years, the evolution of destiny and of, I think, taking authority back has been huge. And yeah, we're seeing, of course, where it doesn't look like we have it or abuses of it outside of ourselves, but it's about how we choose to react to this stuff. So there's a responsibility to start creating on your frequency, and whatever that is individually to you, and to be unique and to be authentic and to create on a liberated scale. And I think that is where this is so important, and you will see life transform. Has everything to do about how you feel within and what you feel you can do with that feeling within. And you have to take that authority. Like, this is the thing. Like, don't look for a handout. Like, don't look for like just something to come be this, amazing life. Like, this is where you have to do the necessary to have the things you want. And you have every capability to do it. And I think that this is just a great kickoff, like, to this new, of course, Chinese astrological new year, but this new moon energy that I just think is so potent. We're also seeing sextiles to Jupiter within a 3-degree orb. There's so much abundance in the new, in what's starting, in this bigger belief within ourselves. And I don't think we have to, be in some crazy ego, in a sense that, like, this overinflated sort of ego or identity with Jupiter and Aries. No, this is like, you just have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the potency of the different ways that things can come together, or the new approaches, or the innovation that you can start. And this month is going to be huge for this. And I think that if you can believe and you can put the effort in, then you will see something amazing show up. This is like, the quantum gates are wide open, in my opinion. This is a game changer for whoever wants to identify and believe that that's true and get on that frequency. And whatever that is to you, I just think that you have to figure this out for yourself. That's my main thing with this, is like, get back to the most authentic form of yourself, because it'll connect you to something so special, to people, to groups, to societies, to jobs, to love, to everything. It's important, but you have to take the authority and you have to believe. And I will say that with Mercury at 8 degrees, it is squaring the midpoint of Jupiter and Chiron. So, I mean, this is one thing that's like kind of counter what I just said, like, I'll be honest, all of that. But it's about the responsibility to this understanding, to, really be able to dream and imagine, but also to get singular and to get more linear and actually do the things. And instead of maybe just being all talk about what you want to do, like, you have to show up for yourself and do the things that you want to do. And I think that that's what is going to create the change. So it's about the doing and not just the talking. Like, we can say we're going to do all we want, and I do think that words are powerful, and even just the thinking, if we're just going to think something but not put the effort in, then how are we ever going to initiate these things and this timeline and these stories and what's important? And I think that that's very important too. And of course, the quincunx to Mars is just a weird one that we're having to deal with, because yeah, there's an impulsive, like, let's fucking change things and let's mix up everything and let's throw it all together. But there's also like, well, how do we get more consolidated with what's important? So there's like levels to what's important. And I think that, again, the most important things are the things that feel like they're in alignment with the vibration of life that you want to be on, and to put effort into those things and to not let something hold you back, because you're going to want to break out and just go complete anarchist this month, I believe, if you start doing things that aren't unique and don't let you feel liberated or don't make you happy. Or, these are areas where there's going to be like chains getting snapped, and we're going to be like, oh my God, because there's going to be a lot of tension to those things as well. But we're also seeing the trine to the north node in Taurus from that Mercury. Of course, the sextile to the south node, the yod to Mars still. A lot of the same stuff that I have been talking about day in and day out, but it's a lot that I've already said. And again, we're starting to see the value and how powerful our mind is. So how you use your mind is extremely important, and how you talk to yourself, how you talk to others, how you understand where you're at in life right now, and you can understand that change can happen when you put the work in and you go about it in a responsible manner. I think there's a level of responsibility to liberation right now. It can't just be like a free-for-all. It definitely has to have purpose. And again, you will know because it's on the vibe if it has purpose or not. So, I mean, really, I'm stoked for Saturday. I think this is huge. I'm stoked. So I just hope that everybody kind of takes at least what I've said in about that and like puts that into the universe for themselves, because if you want to make a big leap, if you want to, find some liberation from something in life, if you want to do something creative and, magical and abundant, like you can. But again, it's about the way you speak to yourself, the way, if you believe it, if you feel it, and if you can disconnect from what isn't of that so that you can connect fully to what could be. Aquarius is ideals. Jupiter is even ideals in a lot of ways too. So like you have to have some really bold ideals about what you think life can be right now. And I would say even with Neptune, like let's go. It's in Pisces. Strong there. Like, yeah, you know what? Let's dream, let's believe, and then do the thing. Do the necessary to get there. Sunday, we see a little bit of separation. We're going to see the sun come to 2 degrees. Starting to make more of that sextile to Jupiter. So I do think this weekend can have a lot of abundance. It can definitely, you can start to see these stories get, like, here's some things popping up, but it could also, because the sun's waning to its Jupiter sun cycle, we could start to see some stories have to end and some have to be disconnected from, and that's what's really opening things up and broadening things up. And I think that that's important to keep in mind too. We're seeing Venus and Saturn conjunct. We're going to see the moon finish with those three in the evening. It's just a high concentration, which 24 degrees is my moon, so ironically that's my lunar return. But a high concentration of effort that we put into the things that we really want to connect to, that bring us solid relationships, solid passion, solid connection. Like, you gotta do the things that are on your vibration. And you really do want to be non-attached to what isn't, so that it can go away, so that the new abundant starts can take action. It's not like an instant. Like, that's one thing with all the Saturn energy right now, is that it's not instant. This isn't like something that, okay, the new moon happens, this week happens, all this great stuff that I'm talking about. We're not going to snap our fingers and see things change. But this is the start point that can start to make some of this breakaway type aspects in people's lives take place. So effort is everything. Belief is everything. Commitment. Like, these are the things that are important right now. You want value, you want stability, you want comfort, you want the best of the best. North Node Taurus, you want the radical bomb.com, Uranus and Taurus. Like, okay, don't just give up. Stay on the grind, stay on the belief, stay on the vibration, keep doing the things necessary, and it's there. And you're starting to see old structures fall away. You're going to start to see things dissolve of what you thought was possible, or what was the peak, or what was the way things work. And they might not do that right away, but that's okay. If you don't vibe with that because you're on a different sort of plane or vibration right now, just, you're not alone, and you're going to start creating a new way forward. And that's where Aquarius is cool, because it's trendsetter. It's the people that do something different, that are unique and go the opposite route, the odd route that eventually people follow because it's cool and not everybody's doing it. And when everybody starts to do something, at a certain point, it's just not cool anymore. So you're going to start to see people mix the game up, liberate, do things that are unique and special, and it's going to motivate others. That's how it works. But, this is also a good time with so much Aquarius energy to not look at people as less than. We're all kind of on an equal playing field. We all get to choose our vibration. We all get to choose our frequency. Don't hate on somebody else's. Don't trip on what other people are doing. Don't hate on the other path that society might go. Like, you need to look at everything as equal and that there's purpose, and that's that higher understanding and intelligence that Aquarius can bring, is that it understands not everybody is supposed to go the same route. So this is definitely about, we can all win. We're all here to win. And you know what? Maybe all of our souls do win, no matter what happens and what we go through or what certain souls decide to do for certain lessons, that it all has purpose and we're all in some way, whatever the experience is, winning for the big picture of coming back to, of course, God, the universe. I am. We're all just fractals of each other trying to figure out who we are, which is I am. So that's some Aquarius fucking shit for you. The new moon's got me pumped up, I'll be honest. And Mercury will come to 9 degrees, making that trine to the North Node. Yeah, it's getting ready to square Chiron, sure. It's squaring, Jupiter and Chiron's midpoint. Again, how we talk about ourselves, to ourselves, how we talk about others, things have to be done from a responsible place and have some, respect built behind it for all ways. It's almost like if you don't have anything important to say and it's just putting something down or putting yourself down, don't say it. Why even put yourself on that frequency? This is a good weekend to practice mind control of what is beautiful, valuable, uplifting, positive, creative, things you want to dedicate to, and like that other shit. And I know I'm cussing a lot. I'm sorry. I'm using a little bit of profanity in this horoscope, but I'm passionate for this weekend, and it's kind of coming out with some explicit language. But I hope that, that's something you guys can all resonate with as well. Because we do see the moon that's going to square these nodes. And we are at this, halfway point, basically, of eclipses. So it's a big weekend. It's a powerful weekend. And you get to choose the vibe you want to be on. So choose it wisely. Be responsible. Don't just be all willy-nilly about what you do this weekend or the intent you put out for this new moon, because it will carry forward. Like, it will, it'll set the tone for the frequency you want to be on. So be very kind to yourself, to others, and be responsible for the life you want, and stay on it. And I know we all go off the path from time to time, such is life. But this weekend, I would say if you could make conscious effort to stay at the highest vibe you can for where you want to go and what you want to have happen and create, you're doing yourself a huge favor, and in my opinion, proving to the universe that you're absolutely ready to be exactly on that level that you desire to be at. I don't know, we've been pulling a lot of major arcana, so I'm just going to pull some major arcana anyways from this deck. Temperance reversed. All right, well, I think patience is a virtue, and I think that we need to remember that. And I think it might be hard. We might want to force things. We might want to think that we need the instant gratification, and that, this is the moment where everything just happens. Almost. Like things are gonna happen, but again, it's about, do you have the willingness to put the time and the effort in, and to be patient, and to keep on a positive, aligned path. The path to your highest vibe. That's what we're on. That's the trail. That's the end of Pluto in Capricorn. The peak of the mountain, this trail up, is your highest vibe that you want to set into this frequency of Pluto and Aquarius that we get coming up here. Death. Yeah, because the low frequency stuff just has to die. For individuals, there's always going to be the frequency bandwidth. There's always going to be whatever a low vibe would be to somebody. There's always going to be a high vibe. But why don't we just choose to let go of the stuff that is just a weight, that is just not positive, that is not uplifting, that is not helpful, that is not service oriented, that is not something on a higher frequency in our lives. Let that stuff die, so that, because guess what? You can't have life without death. You can't have death without life. We need to have things go away and to be non-attached to whatever that is, so that we can, again, stay on the path to the higher vibe, the higher frequency. And the Fool. It's a new beginning. It's a new transformation. And we want to go about it as such, with the happiness. That's the beautiful part about the Fool card. Yeah, we might make some mistakes still. I'm not saying we're all going to reach some like perfect level of enlightenment. I'm not saying we're not going to have down days. But we need to go about life with a smile on our face and a vibration that's high, and feeling like ready for the journey no matter what shows up, and we'll deal with it as it comes. And we'll be responsible with our reactions. Yeah, responsibility. Your ability to respond should be from a place of happy to experience life. And that's what I got. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful new moon. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you all Monday. Much love. Peace.